Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And this is a special series requested by you, my viewers, which is going to be complete breakdowns and walkthroughs of my latest Marksman Hunter runs. So all my build information will be on the screen right now, but don't worry if you did miss out on that. All that information, including strings to my build, will be found down in the description of the video. I hope you guys enjoy these runs. Please leave me your feedback down below. I'm always willing to make videos that you guys want to see here on YouTube, and I can help as many marksman hunters as I possibly can. I hope you guys enjoyed this run, and let's go ahead and get to it.
Mr. Eggplant presents.
So the first key in this new series is going to be a +21 timed Atal'Dazar, and I'm going to do my best to give you all the information that's going through my head as we go through this key. And to start out, this is an all Drexit group, so we do have a complete pre-made, which is always nice. And whenever we do Atal'Dazar, we go right to Rison. And this particular pull, we did end up pulling the little Saurids as well, which definitely does help there, or Saurids, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and drop my volley and then use all my cooldowns. We're going to lust here. The reason we do this is to just go ahead and get lust on cooldown so we can use it a couple times during this run. And as you saw there, I went ahead and used turtle. That way I could just stand and just do absolutely a massive amount of damage before the fear goes out. So you can either line of sight that or use your turtle. It'll work just fine. And we did some pretty good burst damage there. The Saurids definitely did help. And then we're just going to follow wherever Rison goes and just continue to do damage. I will always try to fish for those extensions to my volley. That's really a huge bonus to your damage, and that's the best way to get the most out of your foreset for your tier. So here I'm going to go ahead and use aim shot, and then I thought better of it because I wanted to make sure not get feared, because that will fear you. So what you can do there is use your rapid fire as you're going around the corner, and it'll continue to channel and do damage. That way you're getting the most uptime on the boss, but it's not something that's going to make or break your damage. So Rison is melting very, very quickly. It did help that we were able to pump quite a bit of damage. Our group damage is really, really strong in this run. And if you do happen to get hit with the fixate, as you just saw, Barry had it there. Once the pursuit cast is fully done, then feign death, and then it'll drop. It does nothing, Rison doesn't move, and then your whole group can just worry about doing damage without having to worry about kiting him. I didn't want to play chicken here, so I went ahead and played it safe. We got down Rison in quick fashion, and then this is the first time we've done it in this group, but we're going to go across the little courtyard here, or sacrificial pit of bones, and pick up the 2-pack that's going to be up here. Now with this 2-pack, they both have an interrupt that needs to be called. Easier to do this pull, obviously, when we're all in comms. But what I should have done here is went ahead and moved up the stairs, because that's our goal. That's where we're headed. And then drop my volley here, and then just use true shot and go aim shot, rapid fire, aim shot, aim shot, aim shot, until I don't have any aim shots or my rapid fire comes up, because it does a lot of damage and it extends your volley. And that's very, very strong, like I said. So here, I did get hit with an afflicted. It must have been down below me behind, and I didn't notice it, so I think I was the only one who got hit by it. And not a big deal, and it didn't really cost us anything here. But I'm just going to be using my cooldowns on cooldown, exception of, for example, my explosive shot was up there. I'm not going to use it on one target, but if I know that there's another AoE pull that's coming, so I'm going to use that explosive shot rather quickly, as you see there. That way I can go use my multi-shot and then use my rapid fire, which gives me volley thanks to my tier, and then I drop volley over the top of it. That starts the duration all over again. And then now I'm just going to be fishing for resets for my rapid fire, because if that happens, then I'm going to get more volley damage, which will give me free cleave without having to ever worry about using those multi-shots. So I use significantly less multi-shots now than I have ever before on my Marksman Hunter, which feels pretty good. It's so much so that I haven't really buffed a lot of my multi-shot damage because of it. So here you've got a couple of different enemies that you see here on the screen. You have the Royal Guard, which is the guy who's throwing the poop everywhere, or the Honor Guard, I should say. You have the Shield Bearers, which does just like a big it's a big tank hit, but it hits the closest target. So if you're closer than the tank, you're gonna have a bad time. And then here we're just going to be cleaving off of the Witch Doctor, as you can see, which is my target. Another good target is going to be the rogues that just walked up there. You want to kick the Venom Blast, because if a Venom Blast is raged, which would be in this key, there's a good chance it's going to one-shot your Marksman Hunter. So you don't want that to happen. So as you can see there, I used my turtle because I knew it was not going to get kicked. My kick was on cooldown. My Feigned Death was on cooldown as well. Unfortunately, I did take a bit of damage there, so I had to use basically all of my cooldown. So I am a sitting duck if I get picked again. And I forgot to mention at the very beginning of this key, this is a Fortified, Afflicted, and Raging week. So the Afflicted is something that I cannot deal with at all as a hunter. Feels really bad. I wish that Blizzard would change that to where I could have at least something to do during it that would be helpful to my group and not be such a dead weight when it comes to that affix. So here we're going to do another sizable pull. I just used my True Shot. I'm just going to continue to use that on cooldown. My goal is I kick the Hex there. That's something that you want to definitely kick. It's a high priority kick. Would be to make sure I have my True Shot up for the next boss, which will be Vol'kaal. So here we're just going to continue to stay on the Witch Doctor, get one eliminated. That's less big cast that's going out on your group. It'll help your health. It'll help your tank, your healer, everybody all around as these decays are kind of going out. There is the Stalker, which is what I called the Rogue earlier. That Venom Fang hit really hurts your tank. So the quicker they go down, the better, and they can pop your tank, particularly as you can see there that one has a Raging right now. So I ended up getting 44 purges in this run. So I could have done better. I'm not sure if Going has a purge or not. I'm pretty sure he does. But overall, I thought we did a really nice job, and there wasn't too many big hits that were going out constantly here. So there, we just got through the Afflicted, so we're going to take a bit of a mana break here. We're looking at my cooldowns, so I have True Shot up in 17 seconds. So in my head, I'm trying to figure out, and I'm talking to my group, are we pulling this pack and then the one in front of Vol'kaal, or are we going downstairs? I need to know that to know if I'm using my True Shot or I'm holding it. So here I have my volley going down because I went multi-shot, then I went rapid fire to get the volley going even when volley was on cooldown. I went ahead and popped all of my stuff, so I'm going to do all the big damage here. I picked up my trinket, little water orbs. I'm going to try to interrupt this Venom Blast, or at least get it purged so it didn't kill me, which was a heads up play there. The Bulwark, whenever enemies are in that, and that's what the Shield Bearer drops, they take significantly less damage, so you want to try to move those out of the way there. Teach got really low there, and that was just because we had a lot of stuff that was not being purged hitting him all at once. So he did a really good job, and that was most likely a lay on hands or a very, very fat what is it? I forget what his Death Strike. There we go. It was either that. It was one of the two. They're one and the same. He's a Blood DK, does some massive healing. I'm not going to say he out-healed Barry, because Barry is great in his own right, but self-heals for sure. He was cream of the crop there. So if you're looking at my main cooldown, my longest cooldown is going to be 2 minutes. So I am going to basically be worrying about if I have that up for the boss. So I have 50 seconds left. So there, I went ahead and I dropped my volley. Then I did rapid fire. If I were to do this again, what I wish I would have done would have been multi-shot, then rapid fire, then explosive shot, then volley. It's just a little bit more damage that way. We're just going to continue to kick those Witch Doctors as quickly as I can, try to get rid of those and then purge them if nothing else, as we got another Raging to deal with there. And I'm just going to continue to spray. That's all we're doing. We're just spraying and praying. We are just making sure we have trick shots up before we use aim shot. If you have a full volley out, there's a great chance you can go aim shot, rapid fire, aim shot. And then we're going to take out this Shield Bearer, and we are moving up to the boss. So cooldowns wise, if you look, I have everything. So I have my Death Chakram, volley, explosive shot, my salvo, literally everything, and I about get killed there. I'm going to go ahead and use True Shot here, and the reason being, I want my True Shot to be up for when we get onto Vol'kaal, not for whenever we're attacking the totems, because you have to take both totems, or all 3 totems down at the same time before the fight really begins. So we wanted to make sure and kill this pack. This pack used to be much more deadly. They removed stuff for Season 3, so I probably shouldn't have used True Shot, but, you know, hindsight's 2020, and I take the back totem here. So what I do is I stand over here near one totem, but not so much so that if Vol'kaal picks to jump on both of us, we're kind of screwed there if we're standing right next to the totem. So I'm going to be close where I'm pretty close for a heal, but not so far away that I'm inconveniencing my healer, or I'm right on top of going, which makes it kind of hard for him to do damage on his own totem. So as you can see here, I'm not doing too much damage. I'm doing 100k, where Oddwin and Can You Zap It are 125 plus. So I'm not doing as much damage right now. I'm just making sure that my cooldowns are coming up. I'm kind of buying myself a little bit of time for when True Shot is going to come up when we need it on Vol'kaal. So Vol'kaal has an interrupt that needs to be dealt with as well, and then all of these totems need to go down in relatively the same time. So we're looking at everybody's cooldown, or excuse me, their totem health. Okay, 1 popped, 2 popped, 3 popped, and now we're into phase 2, which is the actual boss. So for here, we want to make sure and interrupt that noxious stench. It's very important to do that. And then we're just making sure that we're not wasting precious free ground. So I'm going to stand here as long as possible. I'm lagging behind the group just a little bit. Not every group will want you to do that, but I found that this works really well, particularly when we have 2 ranged, and one of those ranged being our healer Barry and the other being me. That way, you see where Barry's standing over here on the left side? He is using all of that space that's not going to be used by our melee, since melee are going to be getting so many more puddles than I am. And then I'm just going to follow right alongside the pull here. Unfortunately, it did kind of get messed up there a little bit. Normally what I would do is just stay on the boss's right side and then just follow him slowly, just kind of mirroring what Barry does. But I ended up having to fall behind here just a little bit. But I had my True Shot come up when I'm getting very close to my, as I took a lot of damage there. That very well should have killed me, and that was me being a little too greedy. I should have been standing there and moving. Just should have stood there for 1 cast, moved, then did the 2nd cast. But the reason this was a really good pull was because I'm doing so much more damage right now because I have my True Shot up while I'm in my bullseye zone, which means I have 80% plus crit chance. Actually, it'd be even more than that. I have 48 or 47%, I think, base crit, and then I had 30 plus 10 and plus any other buffs that I have going. So really strong right there. Here, unfortunately, I'm going to pay the price of not using one of my abilities, which feels real bad, but it's a good learning experience even for me. So on these packs, which Teach did pull a double pack there, what I should have done is those Sards jump to a person, right? A player. So what I should have done was thrown my binding shot down, and if it jumps away, it's going to get caught by the binding shot and not do the damage to me. Unfortunately, I died with Turtle, but I normally wouldn't use Turtle there just because I can't do anything otherwise. But I definitely died with binding shot still unused on my bars. So that's naughty marksman hunter, things that I can learn. And like I said earlier, that's one of the best things for doing these runs, and I really appreciate you guys staying interested in my marksman hunter runs over these last several expansions, is that I learned things that you know, like, duh, that makes sense. And then you can go a long way to making sure that you stay alive longer in some of these keys, particularly in times like these where marksman is super squishy. So here I'm going to go ahead and use my True Shot. The main reason I'm doing that is because we're going to finish off this pull here, and I know there's going to be a chain pull to my left. There'll be one pack, and then there'll be another pack shortly after that. So I'm going to make sure this one did take just a little bit longer than I would have thought, but that's a-okay. And then we're just going to make sure we interrupt the Sky Screamer, and Teach went ahead and just did a big pull here, so he pulled everything. I should be throwing my binding shot down. We'll see if past me actually does that or not. I don't think I do, but we'll just have to wait and see here. That's actually a pretty good defensive just for the Sards for that example. Anything that jumps away. So there goes the volley, and I'm just going to stay on the Sky Screamer because we want that dead. The Augur has a good interrupt there that you want to get, and then you don't want to, which is wildfire, by the way, and then you want to make sure and feign off if you end up pulling aggro off your tank, like I did there. So again, the rotation isn't too crazy. I just throw down my explosive shot, then I want to do multi-shot, then into rapid fire, then throw down my volley, then go aim shot, rapid, and if I have true shot up, I'm going to use it at that point. We're probably going to do a big pull here, which means I probably should have held my cooldowns, but it ends up working out because we absolutely melted these guys. So here, I should be not attacking the honor guard. I should be on a different target here. I'm actually kind of cycling through, as you can see there, not getting the one I want. There'll be the merciless assault that will run out every once in a while there, and then you just want to get the, I forget what it's called. I'm sure I'll see the cast here in just a second. So the fervent strike, the auger is the one that I was supposed to interrupt. There is the one that it does the, I think it's like fiery brand or something like that throws everything on the ground. A lot of fire. It's not a good time. Then the one, I think it was the honor guard. He has another, or the juggernaut. There we go. The juggernaut is the one that has another ability that you want to purge off, which is that, I think it's called Fanatic's Rage. So I'm just going to not use my big cooldowns. I almost dodged that. Fiery enchant. That's the word I was looking for past me about like 15 seconds ago. It's fiery enchant. You want to make sure and get that interrupted. It doesn't have to be you as the hunter, but just somebody needs to interrupt that, because otherwise it makes this significantly harder for your entire group. So here I'm in conservation mode. We're not going to do too much damage to a single target anyway. So I'm just using things on cooldown. The only things I wouldn't use on this would be explosive shot, volley, and true shot. So everything else is pretty fair game. So we've got the juggernaut that's almost down. And then we are on to the boss. So on this boss, you can go absolutely crazy, do a ton of damage, as long as you hold your cooldowns just a little bit. So I should have held that explosive shot, but the volley was fine because I can extend the volley, because you want to be able to kill this ad that's about to spawn. So here comes the ad. I'm going to do some damage to that. I'm going to hit it with a rapid fire, which is going to give me a volley again, and then I'm already calling which blood pool I'm going to, as I then extend my volley just a little bit more there. I'm going to continue to pump in aim shots as much as I can. Here comes transfusion, so I'm going to get in the blood pool at that point so I can do more damage to the boss. I'm going to go ahead and use my exhilaration heal. That way it'll heal me up just a little bit, and then we are rinse and repeat, and then the next ad will be out here in just a second. You can also CC the ad, but we found it easier to just kill it. So there, I'm going to go ahead and use my explosive shot, and then I'm going to wait just a second for volley to come out, then follow it up with your rapid fire, so it extends that that volley just a little bit and sprays on that ad, and it ends up killing it pretty quickly. So here the priestess is almost down. She is not too difficult. Same way with Rison. I'm going to go ahead and get into the blood just before the transfusion happens. You can also use a defensive there. It just means you take less damage. It doesn't mean she takes less damage. So it's just a good thing all around to cycle your cooldowns there. I would say even on a tyrannical week, I can get away with just using a exhilaration about halfway through, or a definitely I forget what that ability is called. That is really sad. I talk about it all the time, but your bear ability, and then your 40% CDR, or not CDR, damage reduction. Shows you just how much I don't remember some of these in the heat of the moment. But yeah, we've got 12 minutes left on our key. We're doing really well going up to the last boss. The last boss is the scariest thing for me in here, not just because I have arachnophobia. I don't, but after this boss, you might. But on this fight, it's all about ad management and making sure that you can kill your ads quick enough. So we did go ahead and lust earlier, which means we did not have lust up for Yazma. Here comes the racking pain, which I really hate is no longer interruptible. Feels real bad. But here, we're going to make sure and have all of the ads in one local area. We're going to throw down our binding shot. I can't bind every single one of them. And then I already had my volley up thanks to the pull early on. So then I was able to just turn around and hit all of the ads with my rapid fire, and so then it also gave me trick shots and volley on top of them, which made really quick work. So Yazma's already down to 70%, and the way this boss works is you really want a train of spiders behind you until the afflicted ads kind of make that a little bit more difficult. I should have been closer to my group. I wasn't here because you want these to all go to the same area. So here comes everybody over here where it's safe. If you hit one of these spiders, you're maybe not dead on a fortified week, but on a tyrannical week, you're probably dead. So there, I did not use my binding. That way I would have it up for the next pull. I'm trying to go back in line. I should have just beeline straight for the boss at this point. I'm not really messing this up, but I could be a little bit closer to my group here. I'm putting myself at risk, and I'm putting my healer at risk of using a cooldown that they don't need to get up to me or to get me over there or to give me big heals that I don't need and can be used elsewhere. So what you want to do is tank the boss just in a square as much as you can around the middle of the room, like the boss stays in the middle of the room, and then we go around the gold part, and it definitely works. We are getting better as a group for it. Or with it. We just have to get more practice with the same people in the group until it becomes second nature. But here you have the spiders that are popping up underneath us, so you want to make sure that those don't nuke you. I have True Shot coming up here, and the boss is hitting that 20% fun zone, and then this key is basically done. So we do have 98% enemy forces, but Teach does have one of the royal guards that he has shackled undead. So here we're going to get the Soul Rend close. I know the spiders are getting close, but don't worry. We're going to throw down... I guess I don't end up using my binding. I probably should have there since it's the last one. And then I got myself cut off here, but I'm going to turn around, do no damage. It's okay because staying alive, a DPS does more damage if it stays alive. And I'm just going to stay in range of the boss. Barry gave me a nice totem there, or maybe it was can you zap it to get over to the boss, but it didn't matter. I just said I was going to plant and do all of the rest of my damage. So here we're going to go ahead and finish off the reanimated honor guard, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/MrEggplant. My DPS overall for this run was 227k. My uptime for my blue silk lining, otherwise known as my embellishments, was 62.3%. Very healthy, and I hope this helps you out, Edmond, and I will have more videos out for you very soon, my friend. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Complete 5 plus mythic dungeons. What?
Always get this trinket.
Damn it, I just want Rison's gleaming eye, please.